The old house stood abandoned for decades, like the remnants of a silent nightmare. The walls were covered in dampness and dust, broken windows letting in only pale light, casting long shadows across the rooms. As they opened the door, a sharp smell of decay and dampness burned their lungs. Every wooden floorboard creaked under their steps. Shadows seemed to twitch in every corner. The woman walked toward the basement. Faint whispers rose from the floor as if the house itself was breathing and following them. The man tried to smile, but his lips trembled. The house breathed silently, watching them with hidden threats lurking in every corner. Shadows moved, silence became an oppressive pressure, and their hearts pounded faster. The feeling that something was waiting inside grew heavier, the air thick with an almost poisonous weight. While digging in the soil, the woman's hand hit something hard. She reached into the dirt and unearthed a dirty old teddy bear. Its eyes glowed in the dark, watching them like tiny beacons. The woman shivered but did not let go. The man tried to pick it up, but the bear was heavy and cold, as if it had its own will. The basement air shifted. Silence turned into a sinister hum. The woman took a deep breath, her heart filled with fear. Shadows moved around the bear, following its every move. The house seemed ready to swallow them. Darkness grew with every step. Dust and the damp air mingled with the silence, creating an invisible force that crept through every corner. The bear felt like a shadow itself, intensifying the suffocating atmosphere. At night, childlike footsteps echoed through the house. The sounds wandered the rooms but left no trace. The woman panicked as she looked around. The steps were always one step ahead. The man tried turning the lights on and off. Every time, the house plunged back into darkness. She whispered, "It's watching us." The footsteps quickened, bouncing off walls, closing in on them, their breaths catching in their throats. Shadows flickered unnaturally, as if something from a nightmare might leap at them. The house felt alive, breathing and watching, the walls humming threateningly. Every whisper, every echo constricted their hearts, the rooms seeming to shrink around them. Silence had become a tangible weight pressing down on their fear. At night, childlike footsteps echoed through the house. The sounds wandered the rooms but left no trace. The woman panicked as she looked around. The steps were always one step ahead. The man tried turning the lights on and off. Every time, the house plunged back into darkness. She whispered, "It's watching us." The footsteps quickened, bouncing off walls, closing in on them, their breaths catching in their throats. Shadows flickered unnaturally, as if something from a nightmare might leap at them. The house felt alive, breathing and watching, the walls humming threateningly. Every whisper, every echo constricted their hearts, the rooms seeming to shrink around them. Silence had become a tangible weight pressing down on their fear. One night, the woman dreamed of a child buried in the corner of the basement. The child called to her, "Find me, take me, here!" She woke up drenched in sweat, heart racing wildly. Her eyes caught the glowing eyes of the teddy bear in the darkness. The dream had seeped into reality. The house was silent, yet breathing with a threatening presence. She froze in fear, unable to move. Shadows surrounded the room, footsteps from her dream now real. The house wrapped them in a nightmare, an inescapable dread. The walls seemed to close in, breathing and tightening around them. Each breath made their hearts pound faster, their thoughts blurred, fear now a tangible weight pressing on their bodies. The next day, they examined old police reports. The house belonged to a child who had disappeared 30 years ago. The basement was the child's burial site. As they dug, old toys, rotted shoes, and shattered small belongings emerged from the soil. Every discovery made the past terror of the house more intense. The man tried to hold the woman, shadows twisted around their steps, a silent threat circling them. The house watched, guarding its secrets. Every corner hid a story. Their breaths quickened. The basement seemed alive. A whispering presence from the dirt observed them, growing stronger with every step. Each broken toy whispered the house's dark history, drawing them further into its grasp. Every night at 3, the electricity failed. Whispers, footsteps, and the glowing eyes of the teddy bear turned the house into a nightmare. The man checked the fuse box. Everything was intact. The house created its own darkness. The woman clutched the man's arm in panic. Fear slowly engulfed them. Shadows in the rooms came alive. Their hearts pounded with every step, breaths ragged. Shadows shifted unnaturally. Footsteps echoed from every corner. The basement seemed to pull them in, intensifying the fear with every breath. Walls shook, lights flickered, and the shadows moved as if alive. Every corner felt like a trap. Darkness seemed denser, almost lethal. The child no longer just wanted to be found. It wanted to take their place. The teddy bear's eyes followed the woman. Footsteps echoed endlessly through the rooms. She tried to leave the basement, but the doors were locked. The man sought help. The house breathed around them, the walls vibrating ominously. Panic pressed down like a nightmare. Shadows closed in with every step, cutting off their air. The house seemed alive, holding them captive. The walls tightened, the basement contracted, rooms blending together. The bear's eyes glowed, merging with shadows to amplify the terror. Fear controlled not just their minds, but their bodies too. In the basement, the child appeared, its face decayed, eyes hollow and black. The woman screamed. The man tried to hold her, but his hands were icy. As the child approached, the house breathed, walls humming ominously. The teddy bear's eyes flashed and disappeared into the darkness. She collapsed to the floor, trapped in the shadow of terror. No exit could be seen. Shadows circled, spreading dread. The basement became a nightmare outside reality. Every breath echoed in the darkness, constricting their hearts. The house was no longer a structure. It was a living instrument of death. The couple tried to flee, climbing the basement stairs. The house shook with every step, dark shadows chasing them. The teddy bear waited at the doorway, its eyes glowing crimson. Their screams echoed through the silent night, their breaths cut short. Every corner was filled with terror. Even stepping forward felt like risking death. Shadows followed, counting each step. The house refused to let them go. The basement seemed alive, dragging them with its breath, hearts racing. Every step felt like a deadly trial, fear at its peak. When they opened the door and stepped outside, the night was silent, but the house still seemed to breathe. The teddy bear's eyes glimmered one last time in the darkness, and a whisper came from within. "You found me, but now I am here." They never returned. Nightmares followed them. Every moonlit night they saw the house's shadows and heard the sinister whispers in their ears. Fear had seeped into every corner of their lives, an unforgettable, indelible nightmare. The house had not let go. It had settled over their lives. The bear's eyes still glowed in the dark, whispering from within the shadows. The nightmare was far from over. Every shadow, every moment promised new terror.